Hi everybody and welcome back to Mountain Goldfish. So today, as the title suggests, we're going to speak about sort of local goldfish clubs, national goldfish clubs, and why you should really think about joining them really, and what you'll get from the Goldfish Societies. So the Goldfish Societies that I know of are the AMGK, which is the Association of Midlands Goldfish Keepers. You've got the BAS, which is the Bristol Aqua Society. You've got Negs, which is North East Goldfish Society. I'll double check that now. Yeah, North East Goldfish Society. You've got NGPs, which is Northern Goldfish and Pondkeepers Society. So a little bit more there with ponds and things. And you've also got the Goldfish Society of Great Britain. Some of the things that you can get personally from joining these clubs is, obviously, you've got the chance to meet like-minded people who also... Hiya, Bruce. Yes, you're saying hello. Well, you look at the camera. There you are. Obviously, you've got people who are like-minded, also keeping goldfish, breeding goldfish, and showing their goldfish, which is a bit of a step up to a lot of you that are just keeping goldfish at home in your tanks. But that's by no means, don't think that that's not something you can do. Anybody can show their goldfish and come along to the shows, but you get a lot from them. So being part of many of the Goldfish Societies, I'm in most of them. I think I'm in all of them. I'm not in North East Goldfish Society, but I'm in all the others, and I do get a lot from it. So a group that I have a lot to do with at the minute is the Bristol Aqua Society. Now, through COVID and things, we've not been able to have any meets or any shows in person. And what they've done is once a month they've put together a Zoom meeting for the Bristol Aqua Society, but also people who are members of other clubs, AMGK, Gsgb, all that sort of stuff, where we can all get together once a month and discuss goldfish. Now, quite often on that, they'll put together a speaker. We had a Zoom meeting a couple of months ago where Ian Milden, I think it was, sorry if that's wrong, he gave a talk about when he was invited over to China to judge their goldfish shows, and he was flown out there, and he's got a lot of pictures, a lot of videos and stuff where he was showing us the fish there, how they show their fish there, and how he judged his fish there. Another thing you've got there is that you're able to buy as a group. So like the AMGK, I don't know if it's once or twice a year, they'll sort of do a club buy together where they'll buy tubs of baby brine shrimp eggs. So with the power of buying, they might buy 10 tubs, 20 tubs, whatever, and that works out a little bit cheaper. So that's a small pro of joining them. Now, whilst at these shows and things that they put on, a few times a year, each club has their own show, and then they also have the nationwide where they all come together. But yeah, when you go across to the show, obviously you can show your fish, you can see other people's fish there, which is very interesting to see. There's some absolutely beautiful fish there. They'll also usually have an auction or a table sale. So the last one I went to was a table sale. Well, it was a bit of a silent auction, I think. So each tank had, let's say a tank had 4 Bristol shabbunkins in. There will be a price on that tag that says £10, and that's for the 4 fish in the tank, or it was at this sale. And if you're happy to pay £10, you'll write £10 on it. They'll leave that open for, say, half an hour or so. If somebody else comes along and they're willing to pay more for those 4 Bristols, they'll then put £12, £15, and it'll go on. And after the half an hour, or whatever the time limit is, they'll take the sheets, they'll look who the highest bidder was, you'll put your little name next to it, and then you get that tank of fish. So I come from there with 6 top view ranchu, absolutely beautiful fish, maybe from the Jinchu Kai range or line, and yeah, they were very nice fish. I paid nowhere near what those fish are worth for them. I think it was 2 tanks of 3, and I may have paid £20 a tank off the top of my head. Another thing you may get from your clubs is the newsletters. So most clubs bring out a monthly newsletter where it will be, obviously the club secretary will put a letter together. Everybody can write in and add their stories to it, but it's nice to get that letter once a month. I know most fish keepers are subscribed to Practical Fish Keeping magazine, that sort of stuff. But this is just goldfish related, which if you're into your goldfish, there's not a lot out there that you can get every month. There's a lot to learn from there. There's always pictures of other people's setups and other people's fish rooms. So yeah, you'll learn a lot from that. When it comes to the newsletters, there's a lot you can learn from it, but there's also a lot you can learn from the members. So many members of these Goldfish Societies have been members for decades, a very long time, and with that becomes a lot of experience and a wealth of knowledge that you can tap into, especially if you're new to keeping goldfish, breeding goldfish, showing goldfish. There's a lot there where these members will help you. They're happy to help you. Any questions you can ask, you know, they're happy to answer. The AMGK, they've got a Facebook page. It's a private group. You have to be a member to join. So the cost of membership for a lot of these groups is not a lot at all. A couple of groups I know are £12. I believe that Bristol is £12 a year at the time of this video going out. The Association of Midlands Goldfish Keepers, again, is £12. I think the Goldfish Society of Great Britain is a little bit more, that might be £25. But with that, you do get 10% off any fish that you buy from Star Fisheries. So Andy Green, the owner of Star Fisheries, took over the Goldfish Society of Great Britain, and that's why you get the discount from Star Fisheries. So if you're going to be spending over £250 from goldfish, you might as well join the Goldfish Society of Great Britain, get your 10% off, and that's paid for your membership for the year then, and see what you can get from it. They've got their own forum online where you can go on there and speak to other goldfish keepers. You know, it's just a way of connecting with other people, especially during, you know, all these lockdowns and COVID and travel restrictions and stuff. That's been a good lifeline to a lot of people, to sort of keep in touch. Then we come on to showing your fish. So if you're willing to move on to the next stage of the hobby and you want to try showing your goldfish, then you need to join these clubs and these associations. So you can go along, you'll enter your fish into your category. So if you're showing a black moor, for instance, you'll be put in the class of black moors. From this you go win trophies, you can win rosettes and ribbons and certificates and stuff, which is nice to collect and build up over the years and see how, you know, see if you progressed as well. It's also good to put your fish against other people's fish and see how good your fish really are. Hey Bruce, you know, your belly tickled. So we're joined by Betsy, and this is Betsy's son Bruce. So in one of my older videos, you'll have seen that Betsy was pregnant and she had a litter of puppies, and this was one of the ones that we kept, which is Bruce. And he's a bit naughty, and he likes to muck about, don't you, and chew things. He's not as well behaved as Betsy yet, but I'm sure we'll get there as he grows older. So the Goldfish Society of Great Britain, which we'll go a little bit more into now, that was founded in 1948. Now it's come a long way since then. Things have changed. It's now, as we've said before, it's owned by Andy Green, who also owns Star Fisheries, which are got to be Europe's biggest importer of fish, and you can check their website and buy fish directly from them sent to your door. Very nice, top quality goldfish. With that you get, I know the Goldfish Society of Great Britain have a quarterly newsletter, very high quality newsletter, really nice pictures, really good articles in there written by people, and they have their show. Another thing that the Goldfish Society of Great Britain does a little bit different to the other clubs, which I find quite interesting, is the growing on competition. So I'm taking part in the growing on competition this year, and for that I was sent a fish free of charge. Obviously I've paid for my yearly subscription to Gsgb, but yeah, I was sent a fish which was a Ryukin, and now it's my job to grow that fish on. It's not just about putting on size, but it's grooming the fish, so it's growing it right, it's looking after it, and it's growing a nice healthy fish, which will then take, hopefully later on this year, as long as COVID lets us, we'll take all our fish back, and everybody else who's taken part in the growing on competition, we'll meet up, and then some independent judges will then judge and see how well we've grown our fish from when we received it to what it is now. So the Goldfish Society of Great Britain, I believe they're mainly based down south, sort of London way, and that's certainly where they hold their shows and their conventions. The Association of Midlands Goldfish Keepers, should be around the Midlands, the UK. I know they've got a lot of members in Telford, but they hold their shows down in Coventry. The Bristol Aqua Society, which does sound like it could cover a lot more species of fish, but at the minute they're only doing goldfish. But they are based, as the name suggests, in Bristol. The North East Goldfish Society in the North East, I don't know a lot about those. And the NGPs, Northern Goldfish and Pondkeepers Society. I think they're based around the Manchester way, although since COVID started, they've not held any shows or meets. And finally, another reason why I believe we should be joining these goldfish societies is that without us joining and us younger members joining, people newer to the hobby, is that these societies are going to die out. So a lot of these clubs and societies have been going for years and years. As we said, the Gsgb has been going since 1948. As the membership is getting older, people are retiring from the clubs and the committees and things, and the membership is getting less and less. Bruce, you want to fight? Go on, you go down there, we're not fighting. And as these memberships get less and less, we're increasingly more likely to lose these clubs forever and lose the knowledge and things that's been passed down through the years of these clubs. So ultimately, if the next generation don't join these clubs, they're going to be lost. Now, I know there's a lot of goldfish pages on Facebook and things like that, but they're not the same as meeting people in person. You know, they'll rent out a hall and you'll go there, you'll take your fish along, go and buy fish. The auctions are, you know, really a big part of it, and the fish sales and stuff for obviously breeders as well. So if you're breeding your fish, you can come along to these auctions and these fish sales and sell your fish to other keepers instead of culling so many of your fish as some people do, or trying to find home for possibly hundreds of goldfish every year. You can take them along and sell them to other breeders and other hobbyists, and they can then improve their fish stock and their breeding lines as well as yourself. Now, if you struggle finding your local goldfish club or your local fish club, give me a message down below, leave a comment, or you can find me on Instagram or something like that, and I'll help you to find your local goldfish club and try and put you in touch with the right people so you can join. If you've enjoyed this video, then consider subscribing to the channel. There's plenty more like this on there already, and there's more to come. And yeah, give us a like. Look forward to seeing you in the next one, guys. Bye for now.